Hey, hello, sacred friend, and welcome back. Welcome to this episode of the Meet Me in Sacred Space podcast. I am your host, Lori A. Andros, and today we are going to talk about all things self-love. Today is Valentine's Day, or at least when I'm recording this, it is. My hope is I will get this out to you yet this afternoon or this evening. But it's a very busy day, and if things, move along a little differently and it becomes tomorrow, that is okay. I want to really delve into some conversation around the energy of love. I know each of us has different feelings and ideas around this day. It's a very commercialized day, but I think there's something really special about giving ourselves permission to just pause and tune into all of the places where we experience love in our lives, where we give love, where we receive love, where that exchange flows in meaningful ways, and how we relate to it, especially within ourselves, which I think is a place where a lot of us find ourselves challenged from time to time throughout life experiences and the storylines and experiences we've had where we've withheld love from ourselves or we've felt it withheld from others. Having this opportunity to pause and take a little time to go within and listen, I think is a really beautiful opportunity. The thing that really was coming forward for me as I sank into this energy today, and I was thinking about the creative process that I've been talking about in so many different episodes here on this podcast, I was thinking about how that energy of self-love and receiving all parts of ourself is often a part of some of those bigger projects, those bigger dreams that we want to bring to life. And I was really reflecting on many facets of my own journey and the parts of myself that needed and wanted and were ready to be included and brought forward in this project. Parts of myself that I maybe didn't acknowledge or didn't regard within myself. And two of them that really came forward were the acknowledgement of myself as an artist and the acknowledgement of myself as a writer. Yeah, they both probably seem obvious, like, oh yeah, I'm always being creative and creating things. It's a joyful part of my life. I recognize myself as being an artist. And yet there was a part of me that was what really kicked off my spiritual path. If you've been, hanging out with me for a while, if you've been in my world for a bit, you probably have heard me talk about what it was that prompted me to really embark on a journey of personal healing, self-growth, and spirituality. And it was a desire to be an artist. I had this dream that someday I would be an artist. I would become an artist. And what I found in my journey of saying yes to that was that it took me on a path of deep inner healing and inner growth. And along the way, I learned so many different spiritual practices and techniques for healing and energy work and, oh my goodness, ceremony, ritual, how to talk to the stones. I mean, it took me on a really big deep dive, and art was the catalyst for that. But along the way, I kind of put my paintbrushes to the side, and they'd come back and forth at times. They'd be a part of things, and then they'd, kind of go off to the side again, and then they'd come back front and center. But for the most part, it wasn't a part of my work directly. It was more like just a little side thing, and that was really beautiful. But I never really felt how it all gelled, and I could acknowledge myself as an artist in my graphics, in my photography, in my my jewelry creation. But that piece of acknowledging myself as an artist from the place of painting, which was something I just loved, I knew it was for me, but I didn't see it as something I shared with the world. It felt more like the personal acknowledgement of self. And this project really, when it kicked off, it was like, that was the piece that came forward in 2020. That was the piece that actually initiated this project. And it really surprised me because it was unexpected. I thought if I did an Oracle deck, it would be in a completely different format, and I would use photography and lots of I just pictured something different always. And when this came through, it just landed in such a way that the energetics aligned. And I think, when we look at some of those big dreams and big ideas and big projects that we have for our own life, part of being able to create them is a journey of our own becoming. And the stone that's, our ally this month, which is what I talked about in our last episode, which is sodalite, really invites us to embark on the journey of our becoming, to embrace who we are. And when we look at it from, today and that energy and theme of loving ourselves, we really need to give ourselves permission to fall in love with the parts of ourselves that maybe we put off on the side because we couldn't quite recognize at a different time how that would be part of our path. And it's really when we call all of those parts of ourself back together and we let them all be integrated that we really create the momentum and the energy moves forward in a way to bring things to life. So the other piece that I mentioned early in this episode that really was a piece I needed to nurture and love into form and love into embodiment and really embracing for myself was this piece of acknowledging myself as a writer. And this, I can't tell you how many years I've been saying, I'm going to write a book. I'm going to write a book. I mean, it's so long and it was just never really happening. And it was kind of one of those things where I almost didn't really trust myself to be able to do that, to create, to go into the place of writing and create something in a finished form. I knew my capacity for speaking and creating podcasts. I knew my capacity for creating visual things and graphics and painting, but the capacity for writing something from beginning to end, that was a piece that I needed to love myself into and really get underneath some of the storylines and the beliefs and the ideas that I held around my own ability, my own limitations, and the reasons why I was stopping myself. Yeah. And, I say this with real love and awareness in that very often the reasons we are stopping ourselves, it can be so easily masked or can have like a different storyline. Like, I didn't have time. I don't have time. I'm busy with this project. I need to create money flow, and this project isn't going to do that right now. So I'm going to put my energy somewhere else. And so there's all these ways that we can create our own distractions to not have that readiness to embrace or receive certain parts of myself. And when it came to writing, I was absolutely masterful, and I think I still can be from time to time, at really having other things get in the way and really delay my own process and kind of, put things on pause. So that piece of like really embracing those aspects of myself and allowing them to really come together into this project. They were essential. They were parts of myself that needed love and attention and healing and a willingness to grow. And, the thing is, when we begin a project, when we begin a creative project, when we step into a dream or an idea, it carries us forward. And when we stop, it's usually because something has gotten in the way. Some story, challenge, old thing has popped up, and sometimes we're ready to work through that, and other times we need a little space. And it's in the coming back to it that we find the pieces and the opportunity and the readiness to grow through it. I know for myself, this has been quite the journey of really going within, really giving myself the space to love myself in ways that I haven't in the past, and to receive myself and really come to embrace all of who I am. And, I think I say that, and I am very aware as I say that all of me that I'm embracing right now, that's going to continue to develop and grow, because I have more dreams and ideas and plans and things I want to bring into form in my life. And all of those ideas and dreams and plans require growth in different areas. And I recognize that my journey is going to take me into areas and experiences and opportunities to love up on, receive, and welcome myself into the next chapter and the next stage in life. And this, I think, is what I really want to convey through this episode today, that as we're moving through our life experiences, as we're sinking in and getting to know ourselves through whatever it is that we are bringing into form, that is a beautiful and sacred experience. It's a sacred opportunity to become who our soul has longed to be and express, and be and express. And who that is unique to you. The ways that you show up, the work you bring into the world, the ideas, the ways you relate to people, that is unique to you. And as we move through this day that's inviting us to consider our relationship with love, to consider how we relate to others with love, how we receive love into our lives, how we welcome it, how we allow ourselves to feel it, to know it, to trust it. The greatest place we are being called to love is ourselves, and to trust the love that we can offer ourselves. I want to thank you for joining me today. I want to wish you an absolutely wonderful Valentine's Day, or day after, if that's when this lands, or whenever you're listening to this episode. And I want to invite you to pop on down. There's a link below that gives you, will take you over to that will take you to a place to sign up to get on my wait list for the Stone Speak Oracle, which is coming very, very soon, March 10th. So get that date on your calendars, and I really look forward to sharing this deck with you. And I'll see you again in another episode where we're going to talk a little bit about talking with the stones. I wish you a beautiful day, my sacred friend. And as always, shine brightly. Bye for now.